What's up, everybody? It's Will. It's been a while since I actually uploaded a pickup video of any sort or any game hunting type video. I've kind of lost my passion to do these videos, so I really haven't been into doing them as much. That coupled with the fact that I just don't really have a whole lot of time anymore. But I have picked up quite a bit of stuff over the last month or so, and I'm going to show you guys some highlights over the last couple of weeks. I actually got a lot of stuff today. Today was a really good day. And I've been hitting left and right, so I tend to go out to the thrift stores a little bit more frequently now. Pretty much go every day now. You know, this is a very consuming hobby, and I have a very obsessive compulsive type of personality. So when I do find good stuff, I definitely tend to go more frequently. Because I'm always thinking, you know, if I don't go today, you know, what am I going to miss? And it's really been paying off for me quite a bit lately. I've had a very uncommonly good past, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. So let me go ahead and get into what I found today. I just want to note also that I took the day off from work today for personal reasons. I just quite honestly didn't feel like going. But I had some stuff that I needed to take care of this morning, and en route to doing that, I hit a thrift store. And it's I hit Savers. It's the same Savers that I've kind of mentioned in some of my other videos that, you know, I said I was going to stop going there because I hadn't been finding anything for, I want to say, roughly the first 3 months or so, or, you know, 2.5 months that I started going to that store. I found like random, you know, AV cords or power cords here and there. Nothing really worth making the trip though, but that place has turned out to be quite the honey hole lately. And I've kind of figured out what their schedule is as far as what days and what times they start stocking the shelves. And if I get there during those times, I've been finding things every single day. Today is a very good example. I went there very early. I know exactly, well, roughly what time they actually start stocking shelves. So I was very lucky to get the stuff that I got today. I went to the electronics section where they usually keep the game consoles. I didn't find anything there this time. I was a little butthurt, I guess, because I was really excited to go there today. So then I made my rounds over to the where they keep the cords, and sometimes you'll find game controllers here. There was some old lady kind of blocking the entire section, so I just kind of made my rounds, or made my way over to where they generally keep the kids stuff. I sometimes find Nintendo cartridges, or even more frequently Nintendo 64 cartridges, or just other little random video game stuff kind of sprinkled in there. I found, you know, 8 gig SD cards, and, you know, mixed in with Leapfrog games for like $1 or $2. So that's one of the main sections that I try to hit, but I always hit that last after hitting the game portion, or the game section, the electronics section, and the part where they keep the random cords. So as I was making my way to the kids section, there's another part where they keep, you know, old TVs and VCRs and like busted speakers and stuff. I never find anything there. I shouldn't say never. Every once in a great while I find an Xbox for like 20 bucks, but I was making my way past it. Of course I'm going to look, but I happened to find this there, which is really awesome, at a great price, $4.99 for that. Has a copy of Rad Racer in there. So I haven't tested this to see if it works yet, but, you know, $4.99 for a Nintendo console, I mean, you can't beat that ever. I mean, that's pretty amazing. You know, it's in pretty good shape. There's not a whole lot of yellowing to it. It's got some scuffs on it, which is, it's no big deal. I'm sure this will clean up extremely well. But I was super excited to find this. I don't know why I get so excited and happy when I find stuff like this, especially since I've got quite a few of these. But there's like this amazing chemical rush that I feel. You know, I guess that's why I do this in general, the whole treasure hunting thing, because of that rush that I get when I find something great, even though I already have it. But there's that. So once I found that, I went through to the kids section, looked at all the stuff they had on the shelves. They didn't have anything good. So I made my way back over to the random cords and whatnot. And it just so happens there was a lady stocking the shelves with one of those little carts, and this was sitting there, and that wasn't there when I initially walked by. I don't think it was anyway, but it's a Nintendo 64. It's got the jumper in there. This was $10. It's also got the power cord, which I haven't actually checked this, but it seems to be intact. There's no fraying or anything like that. This thing's it's pretty dirty. and it's scuffed up. Obviously I haven't tested this yet, but I'm sure it'll clean up. So once I saw that stuff being put away, I walked back over to the game section to make sure I didn't miss anything. And then just because, you know, that's how I am, I walked right back over to the electronics section, and it just so happens that same lady was back with her cart, and she had popped this down in a bucket with random cords and stuff. I'll go ahead and open this up, but it's a PlayStation 2 Slim, a silver one. This was $14.99, which is really shocking because they have a black PlayStation 2 Slim still in the glass case up in the front for 70 bucks, and that's been there for like 6 weeks. So I was really amazed to see this. Let's see what this is. Alright, let me unplug everything. Opening this up, it's got a copy of Disney Sing It in there, which I have zero interest in. Obviously, again, I haven't tested this yet. I'm sure it works. It's a little scuffed up, but it's in pretty good shape. It's got the High School Musical microphone, and I'm getting some glare here, sorry about that. It's got the power adapter, but there is an AC adapter in there, so 15 bucks. Oh, I'm sorry, there is a controller. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. It's a the actual silver one that came with the console. I don't think I have one of these, so that's pretty nice, and this one's in pretty good shape. I don't see any scratches. It's not particularly filthy either, so there's that. Pretty good day. And today was the 10% student military discount day, so I got 10% off all this stuff. It came out to $25 and change for a Nintendo 64, an NES, and a PlayStation 2. So that was pretty awesome. Also, yes, I went to the St. Vincent de Paul, which I never go to, but I got a copy of C12 Final Resistance for $1 for PlayStation 1. I've never played this. I do remember having some very faint interest in this when it actually came out. This was obviously a very late release in the PlayStation library. It's 2002. So that's pretty cool. And I think I probably already have this, but a copy of Batman Forever for the Sega Genesis. And I know this game is awful because I have played this. But anyway, it's complete, and it was $1. I will not pass up any Sega Genesis game, complete Sega Genesis game for $1. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I went to Thrift Town, which is another thrift store in town. I got, well, duh. Anyway, complete copy of Oddworld Abe's Exodus for $3.99. The case is a little busted up, but I don't have this game, and it's one that I've kind of wanted to play a little bit. Just never got a chance to over the years. I got 2 sets of AV cords for $1 each, and one of them actually came with a one of the breakaway ports for the Xbox, and this is actually a green one, which I needed, so kind of happy about that too. Earlier in the week, I picked up an unopened Mad Catz GameCube Gamepad 200, whatever the hell this thing is. It was $6, so you know, it's probably not the greatest controller in the world, but you know, it's sealed, and it was $6, so it's not too bad. I don't think I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm probably going to keep it just because it's in the original packaging and never been opened and whatnot. Same day, I picked up a copy of I think I'm saying this right, PN03 for the GameCube. This was also complete. The manual's got some damage to it. Like, it looks like somebody spilled a little bit of something on there, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. This was $2.99. That particular Goodwill seems to be getting an influx of GameCube games. They're usually shitty games, so I've been kind of on the fence about, you know, buying them because I don't have much of a GameCube collection, and GameCube games are extremely hard to find these days, but there really hasn't been anything worth getting. I do have that on PlayStation 2, but I figured it'd be kind of nice to have it on my GameCube also. So what else? Lots of stuff. So sort of game related, but not game related. Today, earlier at that same Goodwill, I actually got 2 of these power strips, these surge strips, for $3 a piece. You never have too many of these, and at $3, and these are brand new, by the way. Can't go wrong. So, alright, even earlier in the week, at the same Savers that I found the Nintendo stuff and the PlayStation today, I picked up, and this was just as the lady was putting these games out too. I picked up a bunch of DS games and some Game Boy Advance games. The first one, this is the only one I'm actually going to keep, is a copy of Mario Kart Super Circuit. So got Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, and I played this just a little bit to kind of see what it was like. It's really not my cup of tea. I like the graphics and I like the music, but the actual gameplay, more Friends of Mineral Town. And then for the DS, I got a copy of Harvest Moon, Island of Happiness. And there's one I'm kind of kicking myself about a little bit. They had Harvest Moon Cute, and I just kind of figured that was kind of a kid's game, and I didn't actually look at the value or anything on my phone, but I passed that one. I'm kind of sorry I did. That one I think was $5. The GBA games were all $3 a piece. Copy of Pokemon Ruby version. Copy of Pokemon Pearl for the DS. Now these DS games, all these DS games, I got 4 of them. They were bundled together for $7.99 for each little bundle. These were the only 2 bundles that were actually worth getting. Harvest Moon was bundled with a copy of My Sims, which I don't give 2 craps about. And Pokemon Pearl was bundled with Rayman. Dropped it. Was bundled with Rayman Raving Rabbids. My opinion on this game, this is terrible. So I've actually played through. Well, I've tested all of them. I think I played Rayman Raving Rabbids the most, just because it was really goofy. I wouldn't necessarily call it fun. It's just a bunch of really gimmicky mini games. You know, I posted a video up on this one as soon as I actually got it, but I'll go ahead and just kind of recap. What was this, last Thursday? I picked up a copy of Super Mario World for $2.99, Donkey Kong Country 2 for $2.99, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Collector's Edition, $2.99, a box copy of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition for $2.99, and Final Fantasy III with the box and manual, missing the map, for $2.99. So, you know, like I said, and that's only, I think, like 2 weeks worth of stuff. Honestly, I can't even remember what I got the week before that, but I've found a lot of really, really good stuff lately. I found 3 GameCubes within the past 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. This is one of them. 2 of them have worked. 1 I already sold. This one is one I just cleaned up yesterday, and it's waiting to be sold. It actually came with a copy of NFL Street, and I got all 3 of these GameCubes for $5.99 each at the same savers that I used to find absolutely nothing at. So one of them doesn't read discs. Actually, 2 of them were pretty bad. One, I had an extra shell because I had bought one in the past for like $8, and it didn't read discs, or it didn't even power on actually, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was. But it had a really good shell, so I just swapped the shells out on one of them because the top half was cracked. So I was able to sell that one off, and this other one doesn't read discs, and I'm trying to figure out what the actual problem is. I think I might just have to replace the laser assembly, and it might not even be worth it, quite honestly. But still, for what, $18 to get 2, you know, perfectly working GameCubes, even though they were system only, you know, that's a pretty good deal. So it hasn't been all fun and games. I've made a few stumbles along the way, and I picked up some stuff that I definitely regret, or so far I regret because I haven't been able to fix it. And one is obviously one of those GameCubes that doesn't read discs. The other day, actually I think it was the same day that I picked up Ocarina of Time and all that stuff from that one thrift store. I bought this bag that had 2 controllers in it for $7.99. One of them is, well, I've already taken it apart for the most part, but this Mad Catz GameCube controller. This one had some sticky buttons. The left thumbstick, it's a little loose and whatnot, but the main problem was the sticky buttons. You know, I figured somebody spilled something on it. I was going to take it apart, clean it up, test it, and make sure it works. And then, I don't know, whatever with it. But this one had a screw that was stripped. I don't know if somebody tried to take this apart before or not, but I just could not get this fucker open. So I used numerous different size screwdrivers to try to get it, and I pressed down on it pretty hard. And what wound up happening is there was a plastic casing around the screw that broke, and the screwdriver went right through the casing. So I figured what I would do is take a drill and just try to drill the screw out. You know, I've done this before on controllers and it was no big deal. But this plastic is actually extremely thin. So it went right through the plastic, and once I actually finally got this thing apart, I actually damaged some of the tracing right here. And quite honestly, it's not even worth enough, or it's not worth the trouble to try to fix that. So that was a misstep there. And in the same bag was this Nintendo 64 controller, and this one is extremely clean. The stick is in great shape. The only problem is the controller cord was frayed. So I've already halfway attempted to fix this. I actually cut off the section that was already frayed, and what I can do, if I can actually get this assembly right here open without damaging it, is I can just go ahead and strip the wires and resolder wherever I need to resolder. But it's been a little bit troublesome trying to get this thing open without damaging it. So basically I paid $8 for 2 defective controllers, but like I said, this thing is in really good shape. It's extremely clean, which is something that I never see with these controllers. They're always filthy, and I always have to disassemble all of them and you know, scrub the insides and soak the buttons in water, soap and water and whatnot. So anyway, eventually, hopefully I'll get this working. If not, I'm sure I'll run across another one that it probably isn't in great shape, and I'll just go ahead and swap out the wire. And then also, a couple weeks ago, I found, and this is already disassembled, a Super Nintendo. This was $12.99. It came with a copy of Yoshi, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, I think. Yeah. It came with 1 controller, but no power cord, no AV cord. So at $12.99, quite honestly, it was pretty much just worth it for Super Mario World 2. But the problem that I didn't notice at the time when I bought it is the little plastic portion on this pin was broken off, and I had another defective I want to say N64. I had another defective SNES laying around, and I figured what I would do is just go ahead and replace this entire little assembly, which I knew worked on the other one, but was not working on this one. So it was a little bit of trouble trying to pry that portion off the board. Desoldering it was easy, but Nintendo, for whatever freaking reason, wants to make it so difficult on these older systems to get, you know, components separated from the board. If anybody knows anything about trying to disassemble the RF portion and the power, I don't know what the hell it's called, the power box on a regular NES, that is a pain in the ass to try to do. Not only do they use a glob of solder on these huge pins, they also glue it down, and it's extremely difficult. This is no different. This thing is soldered down, and it's glued on the board. I don't know if I damaged something on the board as I was trying to pry it off. I was able to successfully solder it back on, and it powers on fine. But now, whereas before I could take a regular, you know, AC adapter and put it in there, even though it didn't have the plastic pin, but it had to be held in. It would have to be held in a very specific spot to power on, and I knew it worked. But after resoldering this on, now it powers on like it's supposed to, but it goes to a black screen and does not load games at all. So I'm still trying to figure that out. It's in my parts pile for now. So a couple of missteps there. You know, it happens. But anyway, that's what I've gotten lately, and I wanted to kind of do a video, and even though I don't do these very often anymore, I just wanted to show some of the great stuff that I've been finding out there. And I hope everybody else is finding great stuff out there. I appreciate you guys watching. So till the next video, catch you later.